aim for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. Nintendo took this very literally. The very second you boot up this game, you immediately hear how amazing the orchestral music in this game is, and it doesn't get worse. It's good. From the opening title screen to the credits, the music is great. And even for it being 480p, and yes, it is a little bit pixely, especially for today's standards, it looks very nice. It looks very good, very vibrant, colourful, alive, just generally a joy to look and listen to. And within the first couple of minutes of the game, of course, Bowser kidnaps Peach. But this time, his plan has a twist. He just takes the entire castle because, hey, where's she gonna go if the castle's coming with her? Also, for some reason, Peach has a Luma, which hasn't been introduced whatsoever in the story in the game yet. No previous games have them, but Peach got one. Just cause. Of course, Mario tries to save Peach and then he ends up in space somehow. Don't think about it too much. It's a Mario game. The story is not the main selling point. It's just a means to an end. And then the planet you end up on, you find Space Peach. I mean, Rosalina. I mean, she is Space Peach because she has Peach's Luma, which is hers. But it's Peach's, but it's hers. And now it's yours. And actually, now that it's hiding under your hat, you can do a really cool spin move, which really does help with platforming quite a lot. And even without that spin move, Mario controls very well. It's very fluid, he's very responsive. I mean, he's got his long jump, his backflip, his triple jump, everything that you're used to in combination with his new ability. With his spin move, you can make very tiny corrections or get a little bit of extra height in some jumps, which makes platforming a total joy in this game. But he's also got power-ups, because what would a Mario game be without power-ups? And this game actually introduces a fair amount of new and original power-ups, like Bee Mario. We've also got Fire Mario, which is very old, but it's on a timer rather than anything else, which kind of weirds me out, because the Bee Mario isn't on a timer. We've also got Boo Mario, which isn't on a timer. And then we've got the Ice Flower Mario, which lets you wall jump against waterfalls. That's amazing. And that's also on a timer, so it seems to be kind of, if something is a flower, it's on a timer, and if something is a mushroom, it's indefinite. Why? And of course there's also one-up mushrooms, but now you also have some extra HP mushrooms, because you only have 3 HP in this game, which isn't a lot, but you don't get hit ever. But picking up this red mushroom, you actually get 3 more HP, making it a total of 6 HP. They don't stack though. If you make it all the way to a second mushroom, in some stages that is very possible, you don't get 9 HP, which would have been a nice touch, but way overkill. And just like in Super Mario 64, of course, coins will heal you, but coins aren't the main collectible, unlike in Super Mario 64. Now there are star bits, and we'll get to that a little bit later on in the video. After talking to Rosalina and doing a little bit of a tutorial, you get your first Grand Star. And that takes you to the observatory, which is the hub world for the game. And honestly, I really like the way this hub world works and it looks and it feels. It's really fun. It's nothing like the castle in Super Mario 64 or Isle Delfino. Those are way bigger and way more expansive, but this has a certain feeling to it which it just makes sense, if you know what I mean. In this entire hub world there's some domes. And every single dome has levels called galaxies, and those galaxies then again have missions. And in those galaxies, there's planets. I know, there's a lot of layers here, but every single planet has its own gravity, which is the, I would say, main mechanic of this game platforming wise. Every galaxy usually has 3 missions, and every mission rewards you with a star, like you would expect. Some of these missions you need to have star bits for though, which are, like I said, the main collectible of the game. And you collect those by running into them or pointing your Wiimote at them. Yeah, that's a thing, apparently. Also, you can have a second player in the game, and everything they can do is just collect star bits for you by pointing the Wiimote at the screen. Hey, if you've got a little brother or a little sister that wants to play with you, it's a really good way of giving them something, but not having them fuck anything up. Anyway, if you collect enough of these in a stage, you can feed the hungry Luma and they'll transform into a planet, and then you'll get a star there after doing something that's usually a fair bit more difficult actually than the normal missions. There's also galaxies that don't have 3 missions, but just 1, and these galaxies usually are the more creatively and better designed levels. They also usually use motion controls a little bit more, which in some cases, that's fine. In some cases, they really shouldn't. But you might be wondering at this point, it's a Mario game, I'm expecting 120 stars, and that is very much correct. But just 3 stars per galaxy, that's gotta be a lot of galaxies. Well, actually, some galaxies have secret stars, which aren't in missions, but you just have to randomly wander across them. And there's also comet stars, which just randomly show up at certain galaxies and you have to go to them, and they're a special kind of challenge. A couple of examples of these are speedy comets, which is just a speed run with a time limit of a certain mission, usually leading up to a boss fight. A cosmic comet, which is a race against a Cosmic Mario clone. And as a kid, these were always really difficult for me, but playing this game again, these are honestly some of the easiest. Daredevil comets, which are the worst because you need to fight a boss fight with just 1 HP, meaning that if you get hit once, you're dead. And a fast foe comet, which just makes everything move a little bit quicker. And there's plenty more comets out there. They make the game much more interesting and much more fun. They give the same kind of stage more replayability and more challenge. They're not by any means required to finish a game, because there's 120 stars in total, like I said, but you only need 60 to beat the final boss. So what do you get for collecting all 120? You get to play the entire game again, as Luigi. No, I didn't do that. Yes, I stopped at 60, because I don't care much about Luigi. So I decided to give you a taste of what the gameplay experience as Luigi is like, even without completing the game to 120 stars, by the magic of video editing. Here you go. Talking about Luigi, when playing as Mario, he's also in the game. And there's also green stars, and you might think there's a one-to-one relationship between green stars and Luigi. And to some extent there is, but not really. It's kind of weird. You see, one of the green stars you find is just hidden somewhere and Luigi has nothing to do with it. The other ones do, because logic. Anyway, at the end of every single dome, there's one boss stage which just has 1 ground star. And every single time you fight Bowser in one of these, it's the exact same fight. It might look a little bit different, but in essence it's the exact same fight. The real fun boss fights are against Bowser Jr. because you never actually fight Bowser Jr. You fight other boss fights and just Bowser Jr. shows up, talks to you for a little bit, and then leaves while you fight the boss fight. The first boss fight of which is some real Shadow of the Colossus shit, and I love it. You climb on this very big robot which has its own gravitational pull, I might add, and try to get to the ground star way on top of it. Oh, by the way, when I say every single Bowser fight is the same, I really mean it. Even the final boss fight is in essence the same. It's got different stages and he's got a couple of different moves, but really the way you damage him is still the same. He jumps and you've got to make him jump on the lava, and then you've got to spin him and spin him again and spin him again, and then you throw him into the sun at the end of it. Yeah, that must hurt. That must hurt a lot. And after that, he survives, and he's on a sun or a planet, it's not very clear, which turns into a black hole. It's not Bowser's best day, is it? But then your Luma friend dives into the black hole to counteract it, and it's played up like this is supposed to be some kind of emotional moment, which really it isn't, because you've seen him like once in a cutscene when you met him, and from that point on, he was just a mechanical thing in your head. It's not emotional whatsoever. Sorry, Nintendo. I know you're trying to be a little bit more narrative and stuff, and in Super Mario Sunshine you actually did that fairly well, but no, I didn't feel anything when this Luma thing died. Only thing I felt was like, I can't do that spin attack anymore. That sucks. And then Rosalina is suddenly huge and talks about stars and cycles and stuff. And it's very scientifically incorrect what she says. I don't know what they were doing coming up with this sequence, but what? What? And to end off, the game is actually fairly easy. I mean, I didn't go for 120 stars because I couldn't be bothered to because there's no reward whatsoever, but it's not that difficult to do so, and getting lives is actually laughably easy. Even though every time you reset the game you get reset back to your default amount of lives, it doesn't save your amount of lives. Then again, every time you reset the game you also get 5 free lives right off the bat, so what's the point in this? And if you're ever short on lives, you should go to the Hunger Luma Galaxy, a very sticky situation. It's a great farming level for lives. It's got 1-up mushrooms, it's got a shit ton of star bits, which every 50 star bits you get a free 1-up. You will gain like 5 or 6 lives probably every single time going through this galaxy. So if you're ever short on any kind of lives, just practice a little bit on this galaxy so you can do it without dying too much, and go farm those 1-ups. In retrospect, Mario Galaxy is still a very, very amazing, good game. It's one of the best Mario games out there. Just go play it if you haven't already. It's amazing. It looks amazing, it sounds amazing, it plays amazing, everything about it is amazing, except the story. But like I said, it's a Mario game. Why do you care about story? Thank you so much for watching this in retrospect on Super Mario Galaxy. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as I enjoyed the game. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and comment down below this video and subscribe to my channel to keep up to date with my newest content. At this moment on screen, you can see 2 video thumbnails. Click on either of them if you want to watch them. Until the next time, I'll see you later. Bye.